Alright guys, welcome to part 1 of our defensive series. This is going to be the full defensive scheme that I ran for the entire month of October, and I'm actually considering going back to, this is my sting pitch zone scheme. It's like a mini scheme, but it really is a full scheme, guys. I ran this scheme against Z-Farls, and really kind of not dominated, but I played well against him defensively. I ran this defensive scheme against many top players. I think I ran it against, I can't remember who it was I played that was really good. There was a guy, I think I ran against Z-Boy365. He said I had some hot heat and said the defense was actually kind of pretty solid and deceptive. So, I mean, multiple YouTube commentators have said that this defense is very solid. Multiple guys are very good players. So we're going to get into the breakdown for you guys. This is just this is situational, guys. I don't really audible out of this sting pitch a lot. I just don't feel the need to, but if I do want to audible out, I want situational plays, and that's what this audible setup is going to be your situational play calls for certain situations that you're going to come across in a game that you're going to need some plays that stop this instantly, or stop this instantly, and there's the two main plays, sting pitch and sting pitch zone. But you see we got 2 deep MLB spy, crossfire chuck, trio sky zone, OB fire, and we're going to get the clamp double go in there. Okay, I'm going to run over these real quick because I don't explain them in the written guide. In the written section, I just explain sting pinch because it's really just sting pinch. 2 deep MLB spy is if you need, say it's like 3rd and 1. I call this play 100% of the time. Play is very good against the run, very good against short, quick passes. And if you want to call it other than that, I would just hot route the deep, or the spine middle linebacker to the deep blue. And you could run that as like a run defense. It's a little better than the sting pinch against the run, simply because of where the guys are flowing and how the defense works. Crossfire chuck, very good against very hot blitz. If your sting pinch isn't getting in very well, say he's blocking a running back, say he's blocking a couple tight ends, I'd call that. Trio sky zone, this is an A-gap setup I got from, I think, Relly. If you go over to MaddenUniverse.com, this is an A-gap blitz. Sometimes we'll mix that in, just want to throw some A-gap. A little bit more hot A-gap than the sting pinch original setup is, because we do have A-gap from sting pinch, but do mix the trio. You can mix trio sky in. It's a little bit different. Nice yellow zones. OB fire 2, basically sting pinch, but it's a little bit better because it gives you that instant sideline coverage instead of throwing out routes for days on you, aka S-Gibbs, or they're throwing like these little stop routes to the outside. All right, call OB fire 2. All of a sudden it's taken away, and you still can get hot blitz pressure. We're going to show you how to do that. Clamp double go. If you hot route the blitzing middle linebackers to deep blues, it's a very good coverage defense because of the way the yellow zones play. So that's how we break that down, but we rarely ever use those plays. So we're really only going to break down how to use the sting pinch zone. So we're going to go into 3-4 over, and I will do depth chart setup. I think I already have that up on the site, not on the site, but on the. One second, guys. Let me get the substitutes in here. I think I already have the depth chart setup for the suggested depth chart setup up on the site. So here's what we're going to do, guys. This is the base setup. You want to base the line. You want to press coverage. You want to shade coverage out. You want to pinch your line. You want to re-blitz nada, and you should get A-gap pressure. I always stack Lewis here because it helps us with. We already get a fumble. That's how good the D is, guys. All right, that's it. $100 for this, guys. Thanks for watching the guide. No, I'm just kidding. Basically, what happened there was we're just going to super sim through the offense, guys. We're going to break down the offense later on. We can do practice mode with it and get a little bit more in depth. Defense is more about situations, guys, and that's the key. Offense is more about how to utilize your plays based off what the defense is doing to you. But what we just said there was that's our base setup for A-gap. We always set that little hook zone in the middle linebacker that's in a hook zone. We always stack him over that end on that side because it makes our whole defense look the same for when we want to be pressure from the outside. It actually does help with the A-gap a little bit as well. So we're going to go there one more time. We're going to baseline. We're going to press coverage. We're going to pinch line, re-blitz nada, and you just want to stack Lewis here. You could re-blitz the right and both outside backers, but I like to leave them on their little blitz angles because they're actually very good. And this is a good base. You're going to get A gap, and it's going to let you fill them out. That's kind of like a filler play. Now you see how he's coming out in a 4 wide set, like a 2 tight and 2 wide. That's what I call my base. But say he wants to pass. We're going to show you the pass D now. base line, press coverage, pinch line, all that's the same. You want to spy Nada, purple the D ends, deep blue McClellan, bring Lewis here, and you want to shade coverage out. And you see there, Lewis is going to come right up that gap if you want him to come on the run. But we're normally just going to drop the back in coverage. And what that does, guys, it gives us one-on-one matchups with the our two blitzers, who is the most important element of this scheme, is to have good blitzers. And we do have that with a lot of teams. Here it is, coverage setup, guys. We pass commit and we shade coverage out, of course. But purple the DN, spy the DT, and deep blue the guy that's blitzing, and you just cover the middle. And that's really the only thing open. And a lot of times, if you got good user stick, you're gonna get a pick. You're gonna user that, especially with ball hawk this year. You can really cover a lot of ground. So that's the point of that. Now we're gonna show you the run D. You want a baseline, you want to press coverage, and you want to show blitz, and you want to spy McClellan, and you just want to get read here. And it's got decent coverage for where people like to go on quick passes, and we just flow to the ball. As you see there, it's still very solid against the pass, but what it really does is it really shines against the run. Now, I know there's a way to get A-gap out of showing blitz, out of 3-4 and 4-3 stack, but I'm not quite sure how to do it at 3-4 yet, and I don't think it's going to be very effective doing it against the computer. So, now, say you want to bring right edge heat, do all the stuff you normally do, you even re-blitz Nada, and you could spy or do whatever with McClellan, and you want to stack lay loose here, you want to stand him up here, and then you want to zone out. And a lot of times he's going to get picked up by the guard, and you'll get a guy screaming in. If that doesn't work, guys, then just leave the middle linebacker blitzing, and you'll get they can't slide protect that. You're bringing more blitzers than they have blockers, and that's why it's so good. But here you want to get him right on here. I always pass commit for most part. I rarely run commit, even though Dobbs has a good run commit scheme. There you see him come free, but the guy's blocking guys, but he will come free on the online game. That's just a setup for the right edge heat. Left edge heat is the same thing. It's just flipped, so you would stack him in the left side gap now. So basically, be this, and I would re-blitz him if you want to bring it off the edge. So I want to bring edge pressure. I just re-blitz. You see there, someone's coming in, and you can contain. Oh, that's the first strip fumble I've gotten all year, and of course it comes when I don't want to have the ball on offense. You can contain the backside blitzer if you want. It's just not gonna. It's gonna mean that you're not gonna be. It means that if they slide. That's gonna mean if they slide protect it, then it's going to be picked up. So you don't want. I don't really normally do that. I would just re-blitz both outside backers. Stack the guy in whatever gap you want it to come on. Like if you want to left and stack it towards the left, you want it to come right, stack it towards the right, and you have to user him, and you just hold it there until they pick him up, then you drop back. So, and we're going to show you one more setup here. I have been messing around with. We showed you coverage, we showed you right side, we showed you left side, we showed you A gap, and we showed you run D. And now we're going to show you the other way to do pass coverage. Say I want to do it from man coverage. So here's how we do it from man coverage. And guys, I will run the coverage setup a lot, okay? Because the blitz angles that they are on makes it very, very good. And all you do here is you do the same thing. Baseline press coverage, show blitz, or not show blitz, but baseline press coverage. And you man up the outside guys, and then you do the same thing with the D lineman. You spy and purple them. And now you don't have any protection deep. Well, actually, you have one deep, and you have the outside guys manned up. So it's a very different type of coverage most people don't see. And this is for the deep streaks and the underneath stuff, and you're going to be very solid against everything. Look at it, and really, that's not happening. See, it's a tough throw. We could have if we clicked on, we could have user picked it. We're going to show that to you one more time. I know we're going really fast here, guys, but most of it's in the written setup, and it's going to be really well in the online game, so you're going to see everything. And since we're playing against a computer, you can't really grasp the full nonce, but I want to be talking over. Here's the coverage D one more time for you guys. Still stack here, and of course, you have to shade coverage out. It's very important because it really does well. And there's we're going to show you a replay of that. And this is the key to the sting pinch scheme, in my opinion. If you have two good blitzers, they're getting one-on-one matchups on every single play. And watch this. 1, 2, 3, sack. You get I like to say about 2 to 5 seconds, and then the pressure's there. Especially if you have a T-Sizzle, a D-Ware, any team like that. That's what we suggest using teams like that. Period. Point blank. That's the biggest part of the scheme, guys. Is the blitzing angles from the outside linebackers are huge to the scheme. Now, here's something you could do. I've actually been messing around with this. I think this will work. Hopefully it works. You can just move this guy out here, re-blitz, and you should get, yeah, he's going to come all the way across. So, if the angle of that is kind of like a B-gap setup, if you want it to come, not from edge, not from A-gap, but from B-gap, you can put him there. I personally never really do this much, but I would just bring him here. And then when the ball snaps, you want to go right into the B gap. I would always use her. See, it comes in here, and it's just the angles of the blitz, guys, that makes it so effective. So, guys, trust me, I've played the best with this scheme. The scheme's effective, and we're going to show you exactly why it's effective in the online game. This is just kind of an intro showing you the setups, basically me talking over it. You're going to learn a lot more from the written setups and the full game breakdown, so stay tuned to that, guys. Appreciate your support. We're going to get right into the next thing that we're going to do here is we're going to do an audible breakdown. So we're going to be right back with an audible breakdown. So thanks, guys. We appreciate it.